Hi lads and lasses, Modest Pelican here with the new Battlefield 5 Pacific update. If you enjoy this content, please spread rumours that a flock of pelicans actually killed Hitler and ended World War II, so this eventually becomes a widely believed fact, as this would really help spread the good word of my channel. So basically everyone asked the game developers DICE to make some iconic World War II maps, and they were like, yeah okay, here you go big dog, and now we have them and it's bloody sensational. Back in 1939, brave kids were pretending to be over 18 years old so they could fight for their country in the war. Now people over 18 years old are acting like kids as they repetitively smash the crouch button to replicate the sexual act of teabagging in a video game based on the war. It's poetic. I bring this up because I dedicate this video to my late legendary grandfather who fought for Australia and whose humour was, well, quite dark. He used to read me bedtime stories when I was young, but he would get bored and change them up. Like he'd be reading a book about Spot the puppy dog going on a picnic, but suddenly Spot would find an Apache attack helicopter and proceed to fire laser-guided AGM Hellfire missiles at the other people enjoying their picnics. It was a good dose of the real world for little 8-year-old me to hear, but more importantly, what a fascinating character arc for Spot the dog. In all seriousness, my grandfather was a great man, and to any of you out there serving for your military, you're a really brave person. I've chatted with quite a few subscribers who are serving all around the world, and it seems that you all have a great attitude and a sense of humour which I respect. In fact, to anyone out there going through a hard time at all, just to know that you're a legend who's going to get through it. Jesus Christ, Modest Pelican Gaming is becoming a motivational speaking channel. So anyway, back to Battlefield 5. One thing my grandfather failed to mention about World War II was just how damn fun it was. The new Pacific update is more than just a breath of fresh air, it's one of the best first-person shooter experiences I've had in recent times. It features 2 new maps and the operations playlist where one team attacks and one team defends. It's spectacular and more importantly, just plain fun. Observe the lads and I in this landing craft flanking the enemy team as the basic bitch cannons try to destroy our hopes and dreams. While we were busy orchestrating the most advanced tactical play since Jeffrey Epstein's suicide, an enemy thought he'd try to flank us. So I did the mature thing and gunned him down with my authentically decorated gold-plated STG assault rifle. Eventually a tropical storm rolls in, LOL global warming, and the paradise turns into complete cinematic chaos. Look, I had fun with Battlefield 5 when it first launched, but it was kind of like a fling. Like someone you'd sleep with a few times, but never actually truly connect with. So you would know it would never work out long term because you'd eventually have to unlock the door and let them out of your basement. But being pleasantly surprised by a meaningful update of this caliber has really sparked my desire to start playing again because it's simply just good, clean, family-friendly Christian content we can all enjoy. The other map is sweet too. It's got a similar starting point where you have to land on the beach as the enemy team rains down shells upon you. If you start in a plane, you actually take off from an aircraft carrier. It's bloody cinematic. I really need to find a different adjective other than cinematic. I did right-click on the word cinematic in a Microsoft Word document and went to synonyms, but the best one they had was film-like, which is just yuck. If I start saying film-like regularly, I might as well start tipping my fedora at some fine dames while saying "m'lady." Anyway, the key problem with me getting into a plane is this is probably only like the 3rd time I've ever actually flown a plane before. At best, I could maybe be a kamikaze pilot, providing the target was fish in the ocean, as that's where I crashed. Speaking of fish, there is even coral with fish swimming around. Different species of fish too, they didn't mess around with the sea life. I'd actually love to buy a beer for the developer who programmed these fish, and I think every game should now be judged on how realistic the fish artificial intelligence is. More importantly, there's even sharks swimming around, which made me feel right at home as someone in Australia gets eaten by a shark every 3.5 minutes. Apparently the shark can eat you, but it didn't seem too interested in me, which actually really hurt my feelings as I thought I was a little snack, so naturally I tried to kill it, but it was invincible. Finally, a World War II game with invincible sharks. The world's been holding its breath. Fortunately, fishing is still in the game though, but rather than the traditional fishing rod and fish, it's a sniper rifle and an enemy human soldier. Quite frankly though, it's just as relaxing as the traditional sport. There are pickup weapons now scattered around the map like a flamethrower. I didn't really have success burning enemies with it, but it was the perfect tool to destroy the native jungle plants. There's also a katana pickup which is fun. I didn't know that I wanted to run around an island during a hectic storm slashing enemies until now. I don't know why the f I decided to be a YouTuber, I should have been a samurai. Anyway, it might seem a bit weird that I'm focusing so much on all this random shit, but I guess I just feel like that fun factor sandbox feel of Battlefield is back. Like again here, when a few of the lads and I were defending the island, but we decided to dislodge one of the enemy's landing crafts and cruise around causing a nuisance. I'll admit this didn't help our team in any way whatsoever, like 3 of your soldiers just cruising around in a boat isn't exactly strategic, but our hearts were in the right place. I also decided to use one of the amphibious tanks and Stealthomato pushed me along. Like if that isn't just some wholesome metaphorical friendship support shit right there, I really don't know what the hell is. This might actually be the first time Mato and I have ever successfully worked together, it's kind of shocking. Another round I jumped into a basic bitch cannon myself and spent an entire round destroying the enemy's landing crafts. I even started just firing upon infantry because why not, and managed to hit a headshot somehow. Being headshotted by a sea cannon, I'm going to say that'd be a closed casket funeral. From a pure gameplay perspective, the game just feels better to me now too. Despite the dummy thick vegetation, for some reason I'm finding people a lot easier, albeit I haven't been playing that much in recent months, so maybe there's been updates. Honestly, I used to strain my retinas on the daily. I had to rub Voltaren into my beady little eyes every time I played. Anyway, for those of you who don't know, 3 years ago I started this YouTube channel and exclusively covered Battlefield 1 for almost like 2 years. As time went on, I wanted to spread these seabird wings and cover a wide variety of games, but I always planned to stream a lot of Battlefield over on Twitch and make videos on it from time to time as well. And look, I had fun with Battlefield 5, but it definitely lacked that wow factor. I want to call it that Battlefield factor, but that sounds really cringe. Dare I say, that film-like factor. No, I said it best before, it's the sandbox, and this update brought that sandbox feeling back. I've been enjoying Call of Duty Modern Warfare, it's a good game, but I think it also made me realise how much I love Battlefield. Like, the camping in COD isn't normal camping. These dudes are whipping out the goddamn Winnebagos and deluxe solar panel tents like they're camping their little dicks off to a level we've never seen before. So just being able to move around freely and mess around with mates, it's too good. At the moment, the gunplay is tight, these new maps are impressive, there's sandbox opportunities, and there's an invincible shark, so it's looking promising. I just checked my emails in the middle of making this, and in my junk folder there was an email saying that there were sexy Japanese females wanting to sleep with men in my area. This new update features the Japanese. Coincidence or fate? I think it's meant to be, so I'm going to reply and attach a photo of my penis and a photo of each side of my credit card to show that I'm a dedicated guy. Anyway, I know there's a lot of chatter about what the game could have been if it had launched with content like this, and undoubtedly it would have launched a lot better. What's done is done though, and for me personally, and as a humble fan of the game, I'm just happy to be genuinely having a good time playing it now. I mean, I know there's still issues, every game has them, but I guess I'm just overall a pretty joyful motherfucker, and it seems the franchise is heading back in the right direction. I think we all collectively rolled our eyes during the launch trailer. I even made plenty of videos paying out the entire launch, it was hilarious. Like a senior manager made decisions based on a conversation he had with his 13-year-old daughter who loved Fortnite, and then made the decision to make this public knowledge. That will never not be funny to me, but hopefully this new update signifies a shift in the overall consensus of the game. Look, the developers went away and produced something they should be proud of, and if there's more where this came from, then perhaps we could see a Rainbow Six Siege situation. That game had a terrible launch too, and now with its insanely good post-launch support, it's one of the best games on the market. I could talk about video games releasing unfinished here, and that in itself could be a whole different video, but I'll leave that one for Jim Sterling or something. The next Battlefield game is likely to release in 2021, which could potentially mean 2 whole years, which is good in my opinion, as I have a feeling with a long development time like that, it's going to be a good one. Anyway, I've got what I can only assume is several sexy Japanese women in my area waiting to meet me, so I better go meet them. If my girlfriend happens to have watched this much of the video, then just know I love you more than the several sexy Japanese women in my area wanting to meet me and my penis. Thanks to everyone who's come over to support the Twitch channel. I absolutely love streaming. I think we have almost 17,000 followers over there now, which is crazy. Twitch for life, baby. I'm a Twitch streamer until the day I die. Also Mixer, if you pay me a cool $10 million or so, I'll come right across, no questions asked. Otherwise, thanks for watching, you legends, and a massive thanks to those who support the channel through Patreon. Until next time, and as always, stay classy.